Hello, I'm here, top of Church, C. Primark, Bold Street End, on this very busy, noisy Friday afternoon. Looks like it's going to rain, but it's still relatively warm. Yesterday's video, when I asked them to leave a post, those I rightfully criticise, Ian Byrne, MP for West Derby, Dan Carden, MP for Wall, I asked them to leave a post on their social media regarding their stance on further cultural change. Yes, I know they're not going to post anything on social media regarding cultural change. They're just going to ignore Joe Owens, as they have been doing. I say it just to show them up for what they are, ladies and gentlemen. They are ignoring the good people of Liverpool, their worries and concerns regarding the cultural transformation, our glorious city, our cherished city centre are undergoing. This is a change that, if not stopped, will spell the end of Liverpool as a Scouse city, right? It'll still be here, but it won't be a culturally Scouse city. It'll be a different one, like the ones we now see in and around the country. Leicester, London, Leeds. I mean, the list is endless. You could go on and on, right? We don't want our city to undergo the same fate. You see, like I've said before, and I'll say again, metaphorically speaking, we're in possession of a crystal ball. Other communities weren't 30, 40, 50 years ago. They didn't know how it was going to all unfold, how it was going to end, whereas now we do, with being in possession of a crystal ball, metaphorically speaking. So we're in we have a great advantage here that other communities didn't. So we know, as I've said, the end result. And we'd be mad, literally mad, as a great man once said, to ignore the writing on the wall. The writing on the wall's there, it's telling us what's on the way, how it unfolds, and the end result. The end result will mean Liverpool being culturally changed into a different place, a completely different place. It will no longer represent the Liverpool we now are all familiar with. It'll be a completely different place. It'll be like parts of Bradford, Oldham, Burnley, Halifax, Rotherham, Keighley, Walsall, Telford, and many other places which sadly underwent profound cultural change. They didn't have a Joe Owens in their corner. They weren't in possession of a crystal ball. We have an advantage these poor communities didn't have, right? And like I said, we would be foolish to ignore this, right? The writing is on the wall, ladies and gentlemen. It is there for us all to see. We know now what is happening. I make these videos, I repeat myself because I need to. But people now understand what is happening. I know they do. They talk to me. They email me. They stop me on the street. They speak to me, right? They know what is happening. And they know this poses, long term, 5 to 10 years, a threat to our unique Scouse character, traditions and cultural identity. Most, not all, most new arrivals coming here, okay sir, coming here into our glorious city, our cherished city centre, are incompatible with our Scouse culture. And to be honest, they don't want to assimilate or integrate. They want to impose their culture upon ours. Now, I know people watching my videos believe what I say. They understand now what I'm actually saying, because they see it. When they come out the front door, they see it. Get on the bus, they see it. Take the kids to school, they see it. Supermarket, they see it. Come into our cherished city centre, they see it. Cultural change all around. Get in a taxi, cultural change. So people now know what is happening. But we've got to put that into action. at any forthcoming election. Council elections, whenever they are, I'm not sure. General election 229, sorry, that's a few years off, yeah. Come the general election, Ian Bain MP for West Derby, refugees welcome. Jan Corden, Jan Dan, the diversity man as I call him, diverse your strength. Paula Barker, Waverty, they have to be voted out, ladies and gentlemen, right? Because if they're not, then our city will sink deeper and deeper into a quagmire of cultural change, if I've said that right. So it's important, ladies and gentlemen, to put this into action at election time. Vote them out, and that applies to councillors as well, right? Because they're all in favour of cultural change. They're all in favour of cultural change, right? So we have to, as I've said, we have to put this into action at election time. Because if we don't, if we ignore this like other towns and cities did, believing it was going to go away, believing the politicians were going to deal with it, then we will go the same way they went. Those places, Leicester, it's unrecognisable. You wouldn't believe it if you went there. Parts of Bradford, Oldham, Burnley, I've been to all these places. They are not the same places. They're completely different. And our city will indeed suffer the same fate if we don't stop further cultural change. The only way we're going to stop it is by voting these reckless politicians out. That is the only way, ladies and gentlemen. There is no other way. You know, your marches, your demos, your petitions, right? That's not going to solve or change anything. You've got to vote them out. I'll go and have a coffee now, so remember, say no to cultural change, yes to Scouts' pride. Shout it out loud, Scouts and proud. Okay, thank you.